on the test. I had him raise up his arm. I had him smile. His face is drooping. I'm like, he's having a stroke. I know he's having a stroke. Can you please just send an ambulance?
Hey guys, want to welcome you back to the Two Thumbs Up podcast. This is Dr. Todd. We have Jess with us today. She's going to talk to you a little about her experience. And I just want to remind you that we're on Spotify under the Two Thumbs Up podcast, as well as our Instagram page, our Facebook page, and we are on TikTok. So today, we've been exploring ideas when it comes to brain injury and different experiences. And we have Jessica on here today to talk about her unique experience. And Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how are you feeling today?
Great.
Good.
Good day.
So let's kind of go back in time here a little bit.
Okay.
And tell us who you are, kind of where you started and where you grew up and all of those things.
Okay. So I'm Jessica. I originally grew up right outside of Memphis, Tennessee, in a little town called Carterville, and grew up with two siblings, brother and a sister, and my dad took a job when I was going into 7th grade. Took a new job that moved us to Montgomery, Alabama for a little bit, and then that same job moved us to Durant, Oklahoma. Going into 9th grade, which both of those I'm like, oh, my parents hated me, but no, they were just doing what was best for the family. So, so landed. Your
background is in healthcare.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
I landed in Oklahoma and went to East Central University. So I got a bachelor's of science in nursing. My mom's a nurse. I have a family of nurses and healthcare professionals. So that's I was actually pre-pharmacy first. And for whatever reason, I was like, no, I want to take this route. And I'm glad I did because I love what I do. And just the ability to help people. So yeah, I graduated in 2012.
From where?
East Central University, just a small town college in Oklahoma.
So you, how long have you been practicing in nursing?
Almost 12 years. This year's 12 years, yeah.
And I know you've been an ICU nurse. What else have you done?
I did ICU, just medical, surgical, and respiratory ICU for 8 years. Currently, I am in same-day surgery. I'm a pre-op nurse, and that's super fun. I love it. And then I also do mobile IV therapy, which is
so tell us. So mobile IV therapy, and you've been doing that for how long? Almost
4 years.
And what's the name of the company?
It's called Drip IV Utah. DRP IV Utah.
And do you have an Instagram page or something they can find you?
Yeah, it's Jessica B_DRP IV Utah.
One more time.
Jessica B_DRP IV Utah.
And with your drip therapy, what have you noticed with the patient results? What do you love about it?
We save a lot of people from urgent care visits, hospital visits. We can come to their home. We give hydration, which is, I feel like so many people are just chronically dehydrated. And once you get past the point of dehydration, it's super hard to catch up.
And because of dehydration, what other things do they acquire?
With dehydration, you get sluggish. Your mental clarity is bad. It's very poor.
Are people more susceptible to infections, viral infections, those types of things?
Absolutely, yeah. So on top of that, we can give vitamins, vitamin C, B vitamins, zinc, vitamin D. So we can give a lot of vitamins that, most people can take in a multivitamin or orally, but you're only absorbing this much through the GI system, whereas if we give it to you through your vein, you're absorbing 95.
And you guys are mobile. You do it all over Utah County, Salt Lake County, all over the place.
Yeah, Weber, Davis. Yeah.
So please remember that Jess does that. Look her up on Instagram. The company called Drip. But I also want to back up a little bit again. Okay. So you've been in healthcare, and somehow you ended up in the great state of Utah.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I had a friend that moved out here, and she's hard pressing me to come visit. And so I came, well, she didn't have to hard press me to visit, but later on she hard pressed me to move here. But so I came to visit her, and the moment I touched down, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this. Like mountains, so beautiful. I mean, I've been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, but that's not like hills compared to.
Is that the Smoky Mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. hills
Yeah.
compared to these mountains. So I came to visit her and I was just in awe. And I just really needed a change. And I had it in the back of my mind because she was like, you should move here, you should move here. And at the time I was living in Dallas and just ready for a change. And when I came to visit my friend that same day, I met a friend of a friend of a friend who was Mike. And he and I just kind of hit it off and kept in touch. And probably 6 months later, I came back to visit. And then that kind of solidified things.
So Jess is referring to Mike Hargraves. We had him on a few weeks ago, and we're going to kind of jump into that whole story here in just a moment. Just as a reminder, Mike's been a friend of mine for years and years and years. And Jessica has a very unique experience with Mike and his experience with having a stroke. And one of the things I want to do on this podcast is bring people on like Jessica who have very unique stories, because what I know is that a lot of times when a person has some sort of health event, whether it's a stroke or they have chronic illness or those types of things, a lot of attention is placed upon the person going through that, the person with the illness or the person that's had that health crisis. What I want to bring to the forefront is people that have been there in their life and have had their own experience with their loved ones. And so that's, again, thank you for coming on here, Jess. I know this is a unique experience, but I want to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
And talk about your perspective on all of it. And so you started seeing Mike. Mm-hmm. And what year again was that?
I met him in 2017, but officially like 2018.
So 2018, you guys were together more.
Yeah.
And now is he your fiance is what you'd call him? Yes, mm-hmm. Perfect. So kind of back us up. So 2018 happens, and tell us about that.
So we're just having fun. He and I'm still living in Dallas at the time, and he comes to visit me for New Year's, and then next month he's speaking for a company. We fly out to California. The next month he comes back. We're doing long distance for like 6 months. And then he's also hard pressing me to move here, as my friend was at the time as well. And so I think it just made it like, okay, we'll move to Utah. Oh my gosh, this is so scary. I'm leaving everything behind, my family, like that. It was really hard. So, but so I moved here in May of 2018.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are doing your thing, having a great life.
Having fun. He took me to Lake Powell for the first time. We went 2 times like back to back in 2 different months, and I felt like I was on Mars. I'd never seen anything like it.
Beautiful.
And, gorgeous.
Yeah, amazing. Yes.
And I grew up on a lake, but it's lush and green, and this is very different than what I was used to. And so, just traveling, going back to see my family in the summer months. And at the time we had a boat, so we'd go out wakeboarding and just fun stuff.
And so kind of bring us forward in time when Mike actually had his health event.
Yeah, so on August 10th, 2019, so just a year and a few months after I moved here, he had a hemorrhagic stroke, just out of nowhere.
And when you were home, and he was home.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was your first experience with like something's not right here?
So we were supposed to go out on the boat. We live on the lake, and he had the boat hooked up. Truck was running in the driveway. We were waiting on a couple friends to come over. Right. And the friends ended up showing up, husband and wife, and we had just laid new flooring and paint in our basement. So we went downstairs to show them that and came back in the garage, and he said something like, hey, I just tripped up the stairs. And I was like, that's weird. And then the 4 of us were just kind of talking in a circle, and I noticed he had his phone, and he's just kind of like looking at his phone and just like rubbing his thumb on it. And I looked at him and I was like, why are you being weird? Like, what are you doing? And then we'd been talking for like 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, your truck's still running. Like, are we going to go out on the boat? What are we doing? And I mean, we're still having fun.
Yeah.
So talking, and our friends are super fun. So it was kind of like, that's weird, but also back to the conversation. So it wasn't like I was super honed in on like weird things. And so then finally, I think I was like, what are we doing? What do y'all want to go? And he was like, and it's August, heat of summer. So he's like, I'm kind of hot and dizzy. And like, knowing him, like, I never heard him complain.
Right.
Ever. Like, I was like, okay, sorry. Like,
yeah. And knowing Mike myself, he
yeah.
does not complain. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, okay, something's off if you're like saying you're hot and you're dizzy. So I was like, let's go inside. I'll check your blood pressure, being a nurse. So I sit him down on the couch, get him like a vitamin water and check his blood pressure. And it's like 158 over 89 or something. It's high, but not stroke level high. And our friends had actually stayed back in the garage because they were like, we don't know what's going on. We're just going to like let y'all go inside and we'll just hang back here. And then our neighbor at the time came over like, hey guys, what's up? And he was in the garage talking to our friends. And so those three just kind of stayed out there. And the whole time I'm inside with Mike, and he's just like, I'm hot, I'm dizzy. And I'm like,
and were his symptoms progressing? You noticed him progressing? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And so like I tried to stand him up and he kind of fell back on the couch. And so then I went out in the garage and I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on. Something's not right. I think we need to take him to the hospital. So the two guys came in, grabbed Mike, and this is all in the span of like when I started like, oh, something's wrong, maybe 10 minutes. It happened so fast. So the two guys, one on each side, take Mike to our friend's car, and they're going to drive us, and I'm going to sit in the back with him. But he couldn't even pick up his left leg.
By then, he literally couldn't move his left side.
And so that's when it kind of dawned on me, like, he's having a stroke. Oh my gosh. So, and then my friends. So at this time, I'm working respiratory ICU at the big IMC in Murray, and I'm still pretty new to Utah. I don't know the hospitals. And my friend's like, do you want to just take him? Do you want us to just drive him to the closest hospital? And I was like, no. I was like, you can't just go to any hospital. You have to go to a stroke accredited hospital, call 911. We'll have the ambulance meet us. So
you are literally in the car at this time going, and you know that we've got to go to a specific type of hospital.
Yeah.
And so you call 911.
My friend does. Yeah. I'm in the back with Mike.
And is he still progressing into his symptoms at this point?
Yeah, he got in the like love bomb, like euphoria, like, I love you, you're so pretty. Like he was saying stuff like that, and I was like, okay, thank you, but this is, and then like the left side of his face started drooping, but I knew like this is what's going on. And my friend's on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, and she's like, well, can you have him do this? And I'm like, ma'am, I've done all the things, I've done all the tests, I had him raise up his arm, I had him smile, his face is drooping. I'm like, he's having a stroke. I know he's having a stroke. Can you please just They met us from Saratoga to American Fork Park and Ride, and thankfully it was a Saturday. There wasn't any traffic. We got there in like 15 minutes. Ambulance met us. They physically had to like put him in by that time he was like not responsive. It happened that fast in 15 minutes. So they put him in I guess he was a little responsive because they did ask him his name, and he said his name was John. And that's his middle name.
Yeah, Michael John.
So in the ambulance, they were like, John. I'm like, his name's not John. So, so the ambulance, that was the best thing we could have, in my opinion, like just get him help, whoever could meet us the fastest, and they could take over from there.
Yeah.
And it's not us just trying to take him somewhere.
So they obviously get him in the ambulance. You get him to which hospital? They
took him so I was in the front with the driver. He was in the back. They were working on him, and they took us to Utah Valley in Provo.
Utah Valley. And once you're at Utah Valley, you get there, and what happened next?
So they take him out of the ambulance. He's on a non-rebreather. Non-rebreather is like the last step to intubation, and he's completely unresponsive at this time. And they like meet us. They meet us out there. It's like it couldn't have happened better. The ER doctor listened to me. I said, and his name's Dr. Cox. I was like, Dr. Cox, I know he's had a stroke. I think, like, I'm an ICU nurse. I work at IMC.
Yeah.
And so they did all the things. They intubated him. They started mannitol, which helps like swelling on the brain. They started Versed. And he's like, well, do you want to come back and look at the CT scan? So he took me back, let me see it after they got him somewhat stable. And his brain pops up on the screen, and there's a bleed front to back, side to side. Just entire right side of his brain just full of blood. So they got him stable, and then they care flighted him to the big IMC in Murray, right, and admitted him to the neuro ICU. So.
And as soon as you saw the CT, you knew what you were dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I actually remember seeing that same CT. So, they life flight him up to the Intermountain in Murray, Utah. Mm-hmm. And what did they do then?
They then so his family, like his kids, were there by that time, and they had to talk to us and say, well, if we don't do anything, he's going to die, and so he needs a drain, basically an external drain to drain all the blood that's causing his brain to die. And so they took him to surgery pretty quick after we got there. Okay, so I have a little, at the time I had a little, like, because I was the only one there making decisions, and like I had called his family, come as soon as you can, but because I wanted him to go to IMC in Murray, because that's where I worked. Mm-hmm. I worked right down the hall from neuro ICU, and I wanted him at the best hospital. And neuro ICU, that's all they do, neuro ICU. And so I didn't know if they could do the same procedure at Utah Valley, and maybe they could, but they re-CT'd his head as soon as he got to the big IMC, and nothing had changed. Mm-hmm. So that made me feel a lot better, because time is brain. And
so which means the bleed had somewhat subsided.
Yeah, it was just...
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so they immediately took him down after that for surgery and put the drain in his brain, and it just started pulling off blood immediately. Mm-hmm.
And so after that surgery, they put in the drain. What did they? Was he in the ICU for how long?
Yeah, so he was in the ICU for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 weeks he was on like the 14th floor, which was like their, I don't even know what you call it, like a med surge for neurological issues. Mm-hmm. And he was just there waiting to get placement at University of Utah for stroke rehab.
Right. So because you know what you know, and you saw what you saw, what was your initial thought process, feeling? What are we actually dealing with here?
Initially, I think I was in such like fight or flight. I was just like, and you have to think like this when a situation comes down like that. And I'm thankful for my ICU background, because and my nursing background, because I don't know if I was just, his friends were like, oh, you're not feeling good, I would have just told you to go take a nap,
Right.
So I think initially I was just fight or flight, like, we have to do everything we can.
And if you would have told him to go take a nap, what would have been the result?
Yeah, he would have died.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So thank all that is that you were the one to see all of that. And so once the fight or flight started calming down, mm-hmm. and you kind of got back into you mode, what did you feel? What did you see as far as outcome for him?
Well, they didn't paint a good prognosis. Mm-hmm. He had a 3% chance to survive.
And in that 3%, what picture did they paint?
He will probably need a shunt in his head, and he will probably require a feeding tube. He may never walk again. He's not going to be the same.
Yeah. And what did that feel like?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Because, and these doctors, like, they knew I worked just down the hall, and I feel like they felt like they could, they have to paint a terrible picture. They can't say, oh, it's going to be fine. Like, I feel like they have to make it seem worse. And being honest too, like, it was touch and go for 2 weeks. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he had an art line, he had a central line, he had a drain in his head. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. And so I feel like they felt like they could be honest with me and say, you're young, you have your whole life ahead of you, run.
Right.
This isn't going to be pretty. So I did have them like pull me aside and say all of those things.
And so then what? So now here, so he was in ICU for 2 weeks. He went to a neuro rehab facility at the University of Utah
For a month.
for a month.
So he was in IMC for a month, University of Utah for a month.
And I remember Mike telling me, and I'm sure Jessica knows this as well, that he doesn't really remember anything until Thanksgiving
Probably when
of that year.
Rick Libert had
huh?
all of us come
That's
for
right.
that big dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember that. Yes, and
That's
so
probably his, and that's what, 2 months in.
Mm-hmm. And I remember that day. That was a great day.
3 months. Right?
3 months.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it goes to the University of Utah rehab facility, and this, what are you experiencing there as you see him start to sort of turn back on, so to speak,
Yeah.
neurologically, all of those things. And
He-
you saw the deficits.
Yeah.
What did you think then?
I think my mind then was just like, I just want him to get better. Like, I just want him to get better. I want, he's in the best place he can be.
Mm-hmm.
This is an amazing rehab, and he had awesome therapists. And I think I wasn't so much thinking gloom and doom. I was like, I want, like, what can we do to make him better? And I even bought him a book, Brain Games, that he hated so much.
Mm-hmm.
I made him color with his left hand that he hated so much. Like, he did not like me for a while, but I was like, we're going to do everything we can do in the means that we have to get you better.
Yeah.
So.
And knowing Mike's personality, knowing your personality, Mike's one to not give up.
Nope.
And so because of your not giving upness as well, it turned out to be quite a mighty team.
Yeah.
Yes. And so then after that, he went to another facility for a bit.
2 months.
2 months.
He was in a skilled care facility for basically a nursing home for 2 months. That was real fun.
Yeah, I remember that too. And so, we could go through literally, I mean, there's so much here that, there's after that experience, bringing him home. Like, what was...
That was terrifying.
Yeah, are you open to sharing a little bit of that? Like, once you actually, okay, now it's just Mike and I again, and the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happened? What was the...
Well, so, like, to back it up a little bit, I was just transitioning jobs too at the time. He had a stroke on a Saturday, and that next, I think, Wednesday, I was supposed to start a new job, and the job I'm at now. Mm-hmm. And I called them and told them the story. And again, I'll forever be grateful to my director at the time, because she held my job for 2 months. Mm-hmm. I didn't go to work for 2 months because I was just honed in, focused on him. And so I was still very distracted when I had to go back to work. So I went back to work in October.
Okay.
And he was still, I saw him every day. So I'd leave work and I'd go see him, whether he was at IMC, well, he wasn't at IMC then, but at that time he was at,
was he at the U still?
He was still at the U,
mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah. And then skilled facility. So I saw him every single day after work, or if I didn't work. But coming home was hard. His mom came over a lot, and I think they would just watch TV all day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he's still very unsteady with his gait, still a major fall risk, mm-hmm. Still very confused.
Yeah.
So I was scared, for sure. but he did okay.
Yeah, and so you start to see some progression and some things he was doing. You have a gym at the house.
Yeah.
We have a swimming pool, and we did all of those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys came and made him a gym. Which is awesome.
Created him a gym and got him in the swimming pool. And
yeah.
But man, this is a testament to me of somebody's will, because a lot of people and would have given up.
Yeah.
Their loved one would have given, potentially, because this is a heavy burden.
Very.
And then the person that had the health crisis to give up. And so, this, to me, this is a movie. This could be a movie, and maybe it'd win the Oscar, because it's a testament to me as a sort of an outside observer of resilience, of commitment, of stick-to-itiveness, of love, of compassion. And love can look in all kinds of different ways. Love isn't always about lovey-dovey.
Right.
Love is like, I'm holding you accountable to your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that's my experience of you.
I do. Yeah.
To hold him accountable to his life. And to me, that's, it actually, to me, is the ultimate type of love. That's my experience, because it's fun to do the lovey-dovey stuff.
Yeah.
But when someone says, no, you matter to me, and I'm going to hold you accountable to your life, that's the most empowering thing there is. And so thank you for that.
Yeah.
And so now you've watched his progress, and there's still work to do, obviously, every day. What do you see now, and what are some of your dreams with this whole situation, even the things you've learned?
Yeah. I mean, my dream would him to be back to 100%. Mm-hmm. That's obviously his dream too, but and like back to what you're saying about I've had to learn to love this new person, right? I mean, he's a lot the same, mm-hmm. but a lot different too. And like I talked about when I came and we're having so much fun, and then in this matter of a second, it's like, okay, this isn't fun, and now we're having to do something that's none of us planned for, right? And we don't have to. I chose to.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, talking about the IV therapy, we've been doing NAD, mm-hmm. And I've seen improvements in him with that. He swims every Sunday, mm-hmm. a lot of times with you, mm-hmm. which is awesome, and he loves it. So stroke or not, I think we're all on a road to better ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I definitely still hold him accountable.
Yes.
And
I get that about you. That's good news. That's great. Yes.
Maybe a little hard on him, but I mean, he's hard on himself too. And, what makes it easy is he wants to be better.
Yes.
So I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I don't know. It's been 4 years now, and he's definitely improved.
He's definitely improved.
Majorly.
Yeah. And so it's, what would you say is maybe the top two things you've learned about yourself or about life or this situation? If you could sort of put paint us a little picture of that.
Patience.
Oh, patience.
Patience has never been a strong suit of mine, but I've had to learn to be a lot more patient.
And because of you're learning to be patient, what other things have you seen in your life?
Well, also, when he went down, so did his business, and financially, and just the amount of friendships that he's had, mm-hmm. and the amazing people that have stepped up for him has been incredible. So I do want to mention that. That doesn't go unnoticed. But also God.
Yeah.
He will provide, and he has provided for us. So that's helped a ton.
Awesome. So just literally stepping into lots of trust and faith, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that all is well, no matter what it looks like. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, my friend.
Absolutely.
I'm super grateful. I also, as I've gone through this, there's so many other things that we could talk about. But for today, I feel like, we got to the heart of it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, very, very grateful. And this, and Jessica and I talked about this a little bit before we started. Her experience with Mike and her story and the way this thing completely has been laid out in her life is unlike any other experience that anybody has ever had. And what I do know is that when someone goes through something, the experience their loved ones have is unlike any other experience that's ever been. And so that's the unique story for me, and the unique perspective. And at the heart of it, it's the truth. It's like, well, what did Jessica experience? And your wisdom and what you've learned, you bring that into the world. And I feel like because of that, A, you grow as a person, and B, the things you share with humanity is expanded. And to me, that is the ultimate gift. So thank you for that. And again, will you say your drip Instagram one more time, please?
Yeah, let me make sure I don't get it wrong. It is Jessica B, as in Booth, _ DRP IV Utah. Jessica B _ DRP IV Utah.
So if you would love to come to get a drip IV, they have all kinds of options for you, and the health benefits are amazing. I would highly encourage you to do that. And again, please check out the Two Thumbs Up podcast on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And we look forward to seeing you soon. And again, Jessica, thank you.
Thank you.
I know I call you Jessica. That's what I like to call you.
I like my name. That's
okay.
fine.
Lots of people call her Jess, but I call her Jessica for some reason. So anyway, super grateful, my friend. And we will do this again.
Yeah, let's
Awesome.
do it.
Thank you.